The 4 key areas that we're able to utilize that really have changed the way we're able to look at our events as a whole. Results platform. We have used the Race Director as our scoring software since before I joined the Columbus Running Company. That has integrated almost from day one since we joined RunSignUp. So that was almost a no-brainer for us. I understood the Race Director for what I needed it to do, and then just figuring out the pieces of how that integrates with the RunSignUp technology has enabled us to add a lot of power. Early packet pickup. One of the nice things about being part of a retail operation is we can host those packet pickup events. So whether it's a small race that's going to be at one of our 4 stores, or some of our bigger events that we might host at 2, 3, or we have probably 4 or 5 events each year, that we have packet pickup events going on at all 4 stores at the same time. And just a little background into our past process was we would download a spreadsheet from our old registration vendor, put it into a Google Doc, share that with each of the 4 stores, and then they would input those bid numbers, which in theory should work fine. Until you have somebody forget to enter a bib number, or they enter bib number 7 6 times, and I don't discover these things until at best 10:30 the night before a race, or at worst 10 o'clock for a 9:30 start time the next morning. And those of you who are timers or race directors, nothing ever goes perfectly in a race, but if we can avoid some of these things that to me seem very simple, that's what we are excited to be able to do. So with the dynamic bib assignment, all stores are hooked in real time to the same database. So obviously you're not handing out the same bib number sets to each store, but they're all updating in real time. It's all connected with the registration site. So the other issue we had in the past was if we wanted to have as updated database as possible in that Google Doc, you're constantly downloading the latest set of registration data, putting it into a Google Doc. It's not a great use of our time, but it's what we had to do. And so you'd get those phone calls to say, hey, I just registered 10 minutes ago. Am I going to be able to pick up my stuff? And most of the time the answer was no, wait until tomorrow at best, or give us another 2 hours to get that data downloaded. Now someone can register while they're waiting in line to buy their shoes, and by the time they get to the counter, they can check in, we can get them their t-shirt, bib number, everything they need to go. Widget Technology. One of the things that I talked to all of our partner race directors, and I guess I didn't really give a little background about what we do with those 50 events. Probably 5 of those we own. The other 45, we're either serving as a timing vendor or an event management vendor for a local charity in some aspect. So I tell them, the fewer barriers you can put to people to signing up for your event, the better. The more clicks people have to go through to register, there's more likelihood that they're going to go down the internet rabbit hole. I know that happens to me a ton. I start doing one thing and I end up completely in another place. So if you can put the registration right on their website, then why not do it? Obviously, as a retail operation that has a website where we do sell things, we do enjoy the traffic, but there are going to be people who find your race through our website anyway. If we can have them find your race and sign up through your website, that helps us, it helps you. They're still going to come in and get their packet from our retail operation. So there's a lot you can do with the Widget technology, and we've experimented both on our store website and the events that we own and operate to be able to come up with some different ways to host different widgets on the website, and I'll show you some examples of those in a little while. And then the last is the kind of the catch-all other category, email marketing. When that came out and the ability to put in the registration barcodes, the bib numbers, the t-shirt size, and give people the ability to edit, that took my emails per week for that kind of stuff from, I don't even know how many, but it seemed like that's all I did. I was a t-shirt change guy. I wasn't a timer. I was a medium to large. You could have just put that on my business card. Those have almost become non-existent. In the 18 months that we've been with RunSignUp, initially they didn't understand they could do that. Then as we've coached people, we've put that in our emails. If you have any questions later about your registration, you can go here to edit. So you don't have to go to us. We're one of the few operations in town that allows a refund for a race. So people they've asked before, but it's been, I'm sure you don't allow this, but can we do a refund? And then it was, how do you do a refund? You have to contact the bank because everything went through a different process. Now it's, most of them I've opened up, they can do a refund on their own. You don't even have to bother us. You don't have to feel like you're taking money out of my pocket. People feel very ashamed about asking for a refund. If you can't make it, I want you to be happy. I want you to come back next year when you can be there. So let's make it an easy process for you. Or bid transfer, any of that stuff can happen. Registration result kiosks. We've used result kiosks for about a year now to varying degrees of success, and the only reason it hasn't been super successful is just from our standpoint on a hardware issue. We don't have enough technology to have at the races right now to be able to have 10 Chromebooks or whatever, mostly because I haven't pulled the trigger, so that's on me. Registration kiosks, we opened up for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I really haven't talked to anybody at RunSignUp about this. That's what's going to make me pull the trigger on buying technology for race day. When I discovered what I don't have to do with paper anymore by adding in a quick registration kiosk, you don't even have to allow the participants to use it. You can still have them come up, quickly type in the information you need, have your race volunteers trained on the information. I was blown away, and the first thing I'm going to do when I get back is put together a business plan to get 5 or 6 Chromebooks so that we can, for almost all of our 50 events, add the ability to basically eliminate paper. You can still collect cash, you can still collect checks, you can run credit cards through the kiosk. It's fantastic.